Good morning, good morning. How's it going, you guys? Happy CPI day. Hopefully that means we got some good volatility coming up. Taking a look at news real quick, just making sure that's it in terms of news. Everything big came out an hour ago. So nothing else other than earnings later this afternoon after market is closed. Good morning, G-Man. Good morning, Paul. Maverick. What's going on, you guys? Yeah, I'm hoping it's better than yesterday, where it was just, that first 1 minute candle that was exciting, and then it chopped around after that until like lunchtime. So I agree. I hope there's some more volatility. CPI was interesting. Going to the 1 minute, it was almost just like a liquidity grab move. So it dropped initially and then grabbed that Asia liquidity, pumped up from there, basically to point of control, and rejected, and almost retraced that whole move down. And then it's kind of just been a slow grind up from there. Not the typical news candle reaction you get. Like normally there's the initial reaction and then it kind of grinds up from there until it decides to retrace, or grinds down from there until it decides to retrace. But I feel like you don't normally get that up and down over a 5 minute period. It was interesting. It definitely played off the levels really cleanly. It wasn't like it just shot up to all-time highs and then rejected or something like that. It was a clean reaction. So what I'm looking at today is kind of the range that we've been in over the last couple days. Like I'm not sure if it's going to go up or down necessarily, but kind of looking at today's range, if it happens to come back down to Asia and London low and it holds, I would be looking for longs. And then if it happens to come up to like value area high, London high, point of control, this area, and sell off, then I'll be looking for shorts. So until we break out of the range that we've been in today, I think my plan is just to play the range. Long the bottom and short the top. So we'll see how the market opens. If it gets outside the range, then obviously the plan changes. But that's what I'm thinking for now. Did any of you guys take trades during CPI or after CPI? Nope. Smart plan, G-Man. Smart plan. I didn't either. That would have been a recipe for disaster for me, because it was released right when I walk out the door to take the kids to school. So just having that chaos plus news price action and driving to school, that would have been a mess. So I did not trade it. If we do end up breaking outside of this London high, like the wick that we got from the news candle high, if we break above that and hold above value area high from yesterday, I don't see why we don't go up to previous day high. At this point, there's not, like I said yesterday, there's not much resistance overhead. So that's kind of what I'm watching. If we're going to reject, we're kind of getting close to that area. Maybe 975, 980-ish. Other than that, we might go up to previous day high. Maverick caught a nice trade. Good job. Sounds like an opportunity to teach the kids to enter and exit for me. Oh, man. Maybe on a paper trading account. That sounds scary. They would think it's like a video game. Like, what happens if I push this button a whole bunch of times? Let's see what it looks like if we zoom out a little bit over the 30-minute chart. Lots of wicks on the downside. We'll see what the market open brings, but I don't see this just dumping. We've had some pretty strong bounces every time it pulls back. I didn't even look at what the numbers were. I assume they were good. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't pretend to know much about what all the numbers mean and like what that means for the economy and stuff, but I'm guessing that the numbers that came out are kind of confirming that we are going to cut rates on September 17th. So that might be why we're pumping. So this move up might continue when the market opens. Hi, Mama. Good morning. What's up? Man, look at that wick on the last 30-minute candle. That one right there. Goodness. Oh, yeah. We've had a couple of strong 15-minute candles right here. Not giving us any sign, at least I'm not seeing any sign of it dumping. But like I said, New York open, lots could change. For me, if it's going to reverse, it's kind of at the spot where it should reverse. London high, value area high, kind of getting close to where it should pull back. But that's not what I'm leaning towards. I think it's going up. Coming up to value area high. Good morning, Renzo. Taking a little scalp long. It is not looking like it's rejecting value area high. It passed the news candle wick and didn't reject. So it looks to me like it's going to continue higher. We have previous day high at 24.40. Nope. Coming back down. Let's let it settle a little bit. Old Cracker Barrel, good morning. Kind of a choppy, indecisive open. Not really showing signs of a pullback, but also not just shooting to the moon. All right, and there's the pullback. All right, let's see how it reacts down here at VWAP. This is the anchored VWAP from the news candle. Getting a tiny little bounce there. Waffles, you think we drift higher today? You think we drift higher because you closed your longs? The market's out to get you. All right, gonna watch for a reaction at VWAP, see if we get a bounce there. So far, this is our 15-minute opening range high. Starting to get heavy now. All right, let's see if we get a nice little liquidity grab at Asia and London low down here. That would be nice. And bounce from there. It's holding VWAP at this point. VWAP is a decent spot for a little bounce, but I kind of feel like it's going to go lower. There's better spots for liquidity grabs down below, I'm thinking. So I'm going to be patient and wait. Taking a short since it's breaking through VWAP, and then the only other thing would be value area low before it hits London and Asia low. Nice. Maverick and Old Cracker Barrel are trading their duck race accounts. Love it. $9.24, 23,924 is where I entered on the break of VWAP. Trying to get down to Asia low or London low. I hope we don't get a day like yesterday where it's choppy after the first couple minutes. To me, that was a clear break below VWAP. I could zoom out to the 5 minute and it's 10 seconds left until it closes. So decent break below. It's also getting below my high volume node. It's kind of sitting right there though. So I guess it technically could bounce from here. It's kind of just been all selling after that first 5 minute candle. Well, it kind of looks like it's trying to break back above VWAP now. Coming back up to anchored VWAP. All right, this is our 15-minute opening range low. We do have that set now. That was an interesting spot to hold. All right, let's see if it comes back up to range high and what happens up there. CVD is negative 2,400. Isn't that like if it's dropping, then that usually means there's selling pressure, and if it's going up, then there's buying pressure? I don't know enough about it to say for sure. Hey, Ram, how's it going? Good morning. Chopping around New York anchored VWAP right now. Gonna try the idea one more time. I think 940 was my entry. I don't know, man. You're going long? There you go, G-Man. Looks like you are right. Yeah. It's headed back up. Let's see what happens at the top of the range. That's what I'm going to wait for at this point. Yeah, it keeps it's not rejecting anymore. It looked like it was kind of just consolidating for a breakout. You said you're getting an error message when you send a message? Like when you're typing in the chat, it gives you an error message? Interesting. Is that happening to anyone else? If you type something in the chat, it's giving you an error message? I don't know. If we start ranging again, I'm going to cry. Yeah, at least it's better than yesterday. We are getting some movement. I feel like it's not super clean though. Like it hasn't come down to any good levels or anything. I'll play around with it, G-Man, but I'm not sure. Isn't that always the solution, Ram? Like if you call tech support, like did you try closing out the application and reopening it? Did you try restarting your computer? That's always like the number one thing they ask. And a lot of times it does work. Well, it definitely is holding above VWAP. Not seeing any signs of rejection, but it's also, like I said earlier, not going to the moon. I think it might be a slow grind up if it's going to stay like this. I'm going to watch and see what happens at the 15-minute opening range high, since at this point I would kind of be chasing it. If we get a breakout retest, then I can go long. Or if it starts to reject, I can short it. But it looks like the bull trend is going to continue. So leaning towards not shorting it. Overall, the trend has been up. Want to try to stay with the trend. There you go, G-Man. Still long. Are you going to scale some out at 15 a minute, the opening range high? Or are you just going to hold it and keep going? Or close it all out? What you going to do? Kind of getting a little pullback at the value area high. Check out this 15-minute bounce, you guys. This is the 15-minute opening candle. And this is the second candle. Pretty close to a bullish engulfing 15-minute from the open. Not looking good for shorts, that's for sure. Unless something changes. It's all my fault. It's a rigged account. You got this, old crackerel. Take your time with it. Yeah, that last 15-minute candle made it look good for longs. See if we get continuation. Oh, don't be choppy. Come on. YM is rocking. Ram, you and your YM making me want to trade something else. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. What the heck? What happened? That's insane. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Look at ES. That is not what NASDAQ looks like. Maybe NQ, that's what's gonna happen. Maybe NQ is just a little bit behind, but that's what's coming. Dang. It got a little pullback at the open, just like NQ, but then it just shot to the moon after that. ES is at all-time highs, right? Yeah, yesterday was all-time high and then again today. So a little different than NQ on that too. Interesting. All right, it's holding above point of control. With the way ES is moving, I could see NQ coming all the way up to previous day high. Still have about 25 minutes or so until the initial balance is set. Kind of looks like it wants to run past the 15-minute opening range high, but I'll take off a couple there. And then once it gets there, I'll move my stop loss to break even. Previous day high is at 24.40. And then all-time high is at like 24.60 or something. Yeah, 69. NQ is too volatile for any logical reasoning. Sometimes, yeah. But on the days when it does follow the quote-unquote rules, it's nice. Like if it does that whipsaw liquidity grab action where it comes down to a level and just like bounces or rejects and it's super clean, those are like the easiest just money trades. You just have to be able to filter out the choppy, crappy price action, which I'm getting better at. Not perfect, obviously. I got tripped up this morning a little bit. It's a slow grind up, Waffles, because of you. Hey, let us know next time you get out of your positions, and then we'll know that we should take longs. Keep us posted next time. That would be helpful. While we're waiting for this, you guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button. And then I did put our Discord link in the chat too. I know most of you guys are in there, but if there's anyone new, feel free to come join us. It's all fun. All right, so it's rejecting a little bit at that opening range high. I don't want to short it yet, though. I think we're just getting a little pullback, and then we're going to continue higher. It all looks pretty bullish to me. Yeah, that's possible, Ram. I don't know, though, like in a bull market, which people say is what where we're at, it could be overbought for months. Well, that did stop me out. Got that rejection at the opening range high. All right, so came back down to anchored VWAP. Let's see if it holds. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, you're right, Ram. That could be. There is our initial balance high so far. Let's see if we get some more movement up before it's set in the next 15 minutes. We have about a 92-point range so far. Not great. Well, we broke back below New York anchored VWAP. Very strong rejection off of the 15-minute opening range high. Kind of feels weird to take a short on NQ when ES is making all-time highs. But it looks like that might be the way to go. Man. Is this thing going to come all the way back down to the opening range low? No, Grumpy, I'm not in that position anymore. I was in a long, but I had my stop loss at break even and I closed it out. Not in a position right now. I'm glad it's bouncing. At first, I was like, man, there's no way I should be looking at shorts on this if ES is making all-time highs. I feel like that was just a rejection from the 15-minute opening range high, pullback, and now we're going to continue higher. But it's too choppy. This is ugly, you guys. I don't like it. To me, this is super like back and forth. I'm to the point where I can make arguments for both. This 15-minute candle right here made me think that we were going up, but then it just had a really strong rejection from the 15-minute opening range high, and it's not bouncing at VWAP, it's rejecting. So kind of making it look like it wants to go lower now. No clear trades for me. It's pinching between all the VWAPs right now. The yellow anchored VWAP is actually from the news candle, so it's technically still holding above that right now, but not looking very strong. FX Somesh, how's it going? Good afternoon to you. All right, it looks like it might be holding that news candle anchored VWAP so far. You didn't miss much, G-Man. This is ugly. And to me, lots of mixed signals. Like kind of starting to break below point of control and below New York anchored VWAP, but also holding above the news anchored candle anchored VWAP. And also a big thing that's weird to me, which I know they're not always 100% correlated, but ES is just pumping. So when I look at NQ, I'm thinking like maybe it's gonna go down, but I can't short NQ when ES is making all-time highs. Oh no, Nick. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Are you, when you say you're blowing account after account, to me that means that you're oversizing. Go back to trading like 1 or 2 contracts on MNQ, not NQ, and MES, not ES. That way you can practice. And even if you take a bunch of losing trades, if you're taking trading 1 or 2 contracts, then that should last you weeks. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, you guys. It's so, like, I can make arguments for both. It was holding above the news candle, so go long. Now it's rejecting. I really want to short this thing, but I can't do that with ES making all-time highs. And it's not really in below any levels. I don't like it. This is just dumb. Yeah, I thought we would get a lot better price action. It does finally look like it's holding. It just chopped everyone out before then. So our initial balance is officially set. Let's see what happens up at IB High. I'm sitting out for now, as I definitely don't feel like I'm reading price action well. Like, I was wanting to take a short here. I'm glad I didn't. Looking at ES is what made me stop mostly. But I felt like here, every time it held, it just got sold right off. So I didn't enter long. Gonna see what happens up here at IB High. Sometimes it acts like it's drunk. Accurate. I think drunk is an accurate description. When it has those jumpy moves where it like randomly drops 20 points in a half of a second and then gets bought right back up or whatever, like those kind of jumps, I'm just like, what the heck? You're making no sense right now. That wasn't even at a spot where it was like a significant level. All right, so coming in hot towards IB High. Dang. You trade it sometimes still. You just can't stay away. Too much excitement. Golly, you guys. You think this is going to tank? Mohammed, I was about to actually say the opposite. Because look at this 5-minute candle. That last candle was 40 points in 5 minutes. There's no way I can short that thing until we get like obvious selling pressure, but dang. There's no way I'm shorting that. Mohammed, you can't say it moved too much. That's a dangerous thing to say with NQ. There's no way. You got to go with the trend, go with momentum. Don't just assume because it moved 60 points quickly that it's going to tank. There's no way. This thing is strong until proven otherwise. Like if sellers show up and we get a good, clear change of direction. But right now, it's not giving me vibes that it's going to reverse. We'll see in the next couple minutes, though, because it's at all-time highs. Or not all-time high, IB high, initial balance high. $150, like 24 $150. There's a bunch of orders at 24 $150. All-time high, baby. Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh man, I did not trade well today. The plus side, though, is I'm not trying to short IB high. This thing still looks strong. $987. That's still new all-time highs. Just a matter of if it just kind of continues to slow grind up there, or if we get some sort of pullback first. Yeah, Nick, like I said in our Discord, I have not been trading well this week at all. Which is annoying because I was so close to a payout in 2 different prop firms. I had 2 accounts in one prop firm that were like 2 or 3 days away, and then 3 accounts in another prop firm that were 1 day away until I hit this week, and not doing well at all. Is YM still going crazy? I don't know anything about YM. Like, I don't even know what stocks make it up or anything. Yeah. Holy cow. Not a single red candle on that thing. Ram, don't be upset about taking profits early. I know in hindsight, you can be like, oh, I could have made so much more money, but you never know. You also could have happened to sell at the top and then it reversed. You never know when you're in the moment, in the trade. So you can't be upset about finishing green. Just don't let that cause you to tilt and overtrade and be like, oh, now I need to get back in and ride this, because then you're just going to lose the green that you have in your account. So be happy with what you got and lock it up. You don't need to try to catch the whole move. Shorts about to get squeezed. Yeah, I'm guessing that kind of is what happened here with that big move beyond IB high. This candle right here probably trapped some of those shorts, and then it just squeezed them out. Now it's going to continue higher. Looks like it's headed up to previous day high to me. We have nothing else overhead. 24,040 is what I see. Every time you think that, you hear me saying the same message about what? Not trying to catch the whole move and just take what the market gives you? Yeah, it's not easy. It's definitely hard. Or another example is like, I don't know, sometimes when I make a trading plan for the day and I'm like, oh, we're probably going long, it's going to bounce off this level or whatever. And maybe it doesn't come all the way down to my level, but then it goes to the moon. And I miss out on the 100-point move that I'm like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. That kind of stuff is hard to accept too. But I don't know. I think for me, it's getting to the, like, that was an easy thing for me to accept quickly. I didn't have time, spend that much time struggling with that concept. And I think it's just because in general, I'm kind of a glass half full, like abundance mindset kind of person in general. So I really do feel like there's always another trade. There's always another opportunity. Like maybe I missed that big move, but I'll find another trade today or tomorrow or the next day. The market's always there. So really, like, truly believing that has helped me be able to sit through these moves and be okay with the fact that I missed it. Oh well, next. Or I didn't catch all of the move. Oh well, I'll get another one. I think sometimes that comes with time too. Like once you establish the confidence that, okay, maybe I am a decent trader, I can do this thing, then you have the confidence that you can always find another trade. This wasn't the only A+ setup that you happen to miss. There's always going to be another opportunity. So you just got to remind yourself that. It's hard when you're in the moment though, in the trenches, staring at the candles, wishing you were in it, making money. Yeah, what you just typed in, G-Man, is kind of what I was talking about. Waiting for your actual level to hit or being patient, and then if you miss it, oh well, letting it go and not chasing it. That's a hard one for sure. Well, it looks like this is going to be kind of a slow grind up. Broke through IB high on the lower time frame. Like if you look at the 1 minute chart, it did come back down and retest. So it looks like we're getting some continuation up. If you're in a long, I would say previous day high would be a decent area to target. Almost hit your trailing stop loss. Yeah. That was a pretty big drop on that last 2-minute candle. But it's holding IB high so far. Grumpy, I struggle with seeing a setup and then second guessing and missing the trade. So one thing that's helped me with that is journaling my trades. Do you journal your trades at all? And that can look different for anyone. You could get like a binder and write it out, or you could do like TradeZilla if you want to do something fancy. You can also take screenshots of your trading view. That's a lot of times what I do. But the reason I ask is if you journal your trades, what I found is that helped me gain the confidence that my setups were good. And the ones that weren't good that I was losing on, I had data to show me what I needed to tweak. Like maybe my stop loss is consistently in the wrong spot, or maybe I'm getting tripped up on the 15-minute opening range or whatever. Like you have data to be able to correct your mistakes and have confidence in the ones that are good setups. So that way you can study those and eventually gain confidence in what you're doing. Okay, good. Started in the last couple of weeks then. Yeah, use that. That way you have data. Like if you know 65% of the time I'm going to win if I follow this setup. Like this is a setup I'm looking for and this is my win rate. Then just from there, size appropriately. And be okay. At that point, it's just data. I mean, I know that's hard when there's emotion behind it and there's dollar signs behind it. But it's just a numbers game. X percentage of the time I'm going to win. X percentage of the time I'm going to lose. My risk is this amount of dollars. And I'm okay with it. Like, this is my setup. I'm okay with losing X number of dollars because this is my setup and I'm following my rules. You can take the emotion out of it and not second guess yourself. And then if you're following your rules and you follow your setup and you lose the right amount, like your percentage that you said you were going to risk on this trade, that's okay. That's a good loss. On to the next. Statistically, you're going to lose. Don't get upset about it. The problem, though, is when you take a trade that you oversize on or wasn't in your setup or whatever, those are the ones that I feel like are hard to grasp. That's when it like feels like a punch in the gut when you lose, or you're sitting in the trade all anxious and stressed, like, is it going to hit my take profit? Is it going to hit my stop loss? When I feel like that, then I know I did something wrong. Like maybe I oversized or I chased it or whatever. Still just kind of stuck at this IB high. I feel like, 24,000 is kind of a round psychological number too. So it could shop around here a little bit before it makes a decision of where it wants to go. What is ES doing? ES is starting to get a little pullback. Well, maybe this is going to be a failed auction. Yeah, not a good day for me to trade. Just 3 minutes ago, I was saying that it retested IB high and now it's going back to previous day high. And now if I was to enter a trade, I would go short. I feel like I'm just flip-flopping all over the place. I'm going to end up blowing an account if I trade this. What is our initial balance range? It was like 92 points last time I measured it. Yeah, 92, 93. That got heavy fast. Zooming out to the 30 minute. We have 5 minutes left until this candle closes. So it could still break out. It's just pulling back and blowing people's accounts first. It bounced off of almost to VWAP again. This is ugly, you guys. We'll find out for sure in like 4 minutes if this is a failed auction, but it's kind of looking like it. But who knows with how jumpy this has been. This is a good day to zoom out to the 5-minute chart for sure. The 1 and 2-minute chart is very jumpy. You can get chopped up quickly on, is this long? Is this short? I don't know. It's getting a little bounce off of point of control, which is also right above New York anchored VWAP, and it's holding there. G-Man, are you still in your long? Or did you get stopped out? Yeah, this is tough. That was a pretty strong bounce off of point of control. And then, like I said, if this candle closes back above IB high, then it's not a failed auction. Still looking strong. No, it's hovering right there. Yeah, I think this is going higher. I think it just had a really deep, mean pullback before going higher. Previous day high, still a target I have, but I mean, it could keep going higher. G-Man said there's a whole bunch of orders on Bookmap that are higher too. I think I'm going to call it, you guys. I'm not reading price super well. And I took 2 losses and 1 break even. So, gonna stop there. I am going to be live tomorrow morning again for the New York Open. There is more news tomorrow. We have Michigan sentiment at 10 a.m. Eastern. So from what I remember, that one does bring some volatility, but it's not going to be anything like CPI. But that'll be nice to have some news on a Friday so that hopefully we get some volatility. All right, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button on the way out and then subscribe so you can see when I do go live. And I'd love to see you guys in the Discord if you're not there already. Have a good one, you guys. Trade safe. Take care.